Welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. In line of trying to minimize downtime, or whatever we should call it, inside the recordings, I've done some selling in between episodes, and unless you guys really want to see me sell stuff to the vendors, I'll just keep doing that in between episodes, and if there is anything in particular that I want you to be aware of, I'll let you know. So, we need to go to the Temple of the Elk next. So that is where we are headed for now, and the Temple of the Elk should be there. Not sure if we should go to the Technic League encampment first, or if we should do that afterwards. Yeah, let's go to the Technic League encampment first.
A rest would be welcome.
Does that... No, not yet, so we can travel on without having to worry about resting for a little bit longer. No, we do not want to enter. And here we'll take a rest. Begin resting.
What will your end of times look like, Harem? You'll hardly live to see it, and I'd like to know what to prepare for.
So much arrogance in your words, so much smugness. Do you wish to live forever? Grotus laughs at your plans, for they might be cut short in a day, in an hour, or the very next moment.
So what I did earlier when we went up to the abandoned hut was not a good idea. Traveling with all your companions at maximum, or at least a very high exhaustion and fatigue rate, it modified their stats, so we were really very lucky with our hunting and camp camouflage and stuff like that up there. But it also increases the travel time on the map, so we probably spent a day or two extra wasting time there. Not that it's a big problem though. We're almost ready to go to the fortress of the Staglord anyway, so there we go. All this went very well. Let's head on into the Technic League encampment. Just a quick save in there for safe measures. It's raining. Is this a big map? No, it isn't.
Forwards.
Guess we need to go up here then. Here we are.
To victory! Let us strike as one!
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Do not falter!
Serves me right.
Unworthy.
Repent!
Wretched thing.
Out of our story.
There we go. Kalana drops her weapon and raises her hands, which are covered in blood. Mercy, don't kill me! Regongar. The half-orc bares his fangs. That is how you talk now, wretch. I've wanted to do this for so long. He casts a spell on his outstretched palm, and sparks begin dancing upon it. Octavia. The half-elf puts her hand on his shoulder. Regongar, come now, let her go. It's one thing to kill her in battle, but executing her unarmed, spoil the joy of being free. Octavia, are you out of your mind? This filth is from the Technic League. By her own hand she enchained us, and you want to forgive her? Do you think she'll thank you? Ha! She'll just gather another band and try to catch us again. Before deciding her fate, I want to ask some questions. I will tell you everything. I know much. You will see. I am more used to you alive than dead. Tell me about the Technic League. It is an ancient alliance of wizards and scholars of the Numerian wastelands and its technologies. We are the mightiest organization in the whole of Numeria. We possess powers that the uninitiated can only dream of, and our agents are everywhere, not just in Numeria. Believe me, these are not people you want as enemies. Sounds promising. Only cowards with no honor reckon sheer power a good reason for an alliance. Jaethal raises her eyebrow, but doesn't grace Valerie with an answer. Is it normal for the Technic League to grab random people from the road to enslave them? Kalana shrugs. The Technic League is so strong because it is never ashamed of taking what it needs, whatever the laws may say. We were missing a slave. We underestimated you. That was a mistake, of course, and I apologize. What are you doing in this part of the world? I was sent by Maestro Janusz. He's a very important person and a mighty wizard who taught these two ungrateful slaves everything they know. He will be furious to find out they are free and will certainly find the one who stole the Technic League's property. Believe me, he does not need me for that. Whether you kill me or not, he will find you in no time. Amiri has good ears. You say this Magistro guy of yours will find us anyway? Then I guess we don't get anything out of sparing you. You'd best not anger the Maestro. If you kill me, he'll be furious. Oh, I'm so scared. You know, I actually like getting slavers and other assholes angry with me, and then I get to cut them to pieces. Elegant, Amiri, elegant. Why did you have these two in chains? Because we own them. The Technic League spent vast sums of money on these two. We nurtured them, fed and treated them, even taught them magic for many years. They cost us a fortune, and we're not just going to set them free, whatever your local customs say. We are fully in our rights. I don't have any more questions. Listen to me. Don't make any hasty decisions. I am an important person in the Technic League. I have connections, and you will benefit from such an ally. You see now what a slime ball she is? Step aside. Let me fry her. I think we'll go with the lawful neutral one here, because I don't want her to go back and tell someone what we've done. So, it's the right thing to punish your tormentor. Kill her, Regongar. The half-orc bears his fang in a grin of triumph. His fangs in a grin of triumph, and raises his hand, lightning sparkling. I zap thee with my heart. I didn't mean to spoil the victory, but on the other hand, we deserved it. Ha-ha! We're free! I can't believe it. Free as the birds in the sky. Phew! Ha-ha-ha! Regongar holds Octavia tight, and she laughs lightly and kisses him on the lips. Now there's a curious couple. Thank you! You've no idea how long we've tried to escape the Technic League. This is a miracle. Who are you? I am Regongar, and this is Octavia. The rotten Numerian held us as slaves, but we are no mere scavengers. You see the crowd they had guarding us? It's because we use magic, and I'm not bad with a blade if it comes to that. They're all right. We could use them on our team. What is the Technic League? A huge man-eating spider catching all of Numeria in its webs. They're a secret society of arcane spellcasters who study ancient technology. They have eyes and ears throughout this land and abroad. It is said they even have Kevoth Kull in their pocket, the very sovereign of Numeria. They also control all the slave trade in the country. I've seen many a young treasure hunter's adventures end at the slave market. Ugh, may the Technic League rot in Abaddon. There is nothing worse than a nation in which a secret criminal organization has consolidated power. Even an openly cruel tyrant is better than the infection that festers in Numeria. How did you get captured by Kalanna? I've lost count of how many times we've tried to escape. I can't name all the things we have tried, but we were caught every time, and then they just take us somewhere else. I don't know who'd want to buy us, but imagine how happy we were when we learned they were taking us to the River Kingdoms, where slavery is forbidden. Indeed, we tried so many times to escape, yet in the end the League itself brought us to the free lands. Under heavy guard, I'll grant you. If it wasn't for you, who knows where we'd go next? You're good fighters. Want to join my group? Of course. Octavia, what do you say? I would be happy to join you. Now, Ragongar is a curious fellow. Both of these are spellcasters, but he's suited for melee combat with buffing himself. Octavia is more of a regular spellcaster. But for now, we'll just have our party the way it is, I think. We might want to swap out Jaethal with Ragongar, but nah. So let's just accept that. And they should now be back at the trading post. So, is there anything worth looting here? Masterwork Estoc, that's nice. Scroll of Corrosive Touch. Scroll of Mage Armor, Wand of Expeditious Retreat. A helmet, which is a headband of a vast intelligence. Masterwork Estoc again. Masterwork Longbow. How about these slaves? Yeah, free them. Loot the chest. Has a chain shirt. +1. And a book. I don't think I'm going to read that because it isn't really that relevant, but you can read it yourself if you want to. Is there anything else there? Yes, there's a bag there. Food. Sorry. There's a little bag over there with goodies and little chest. It obviously has to be lockpicked. More goodies. Chocolate and a masterwork longbow. This guy has nothing of interest. Let's have a look down here.
Without a doubt.
Okay, so we got what was useful here, so let's move on. And well, I'll grab the book. Forgot to loot it. It does sell for a little bit, although not much. Okay, now let's head on over to the Temple of the Elk. And enter this location. We found the right trail. The ritual was held here, but be careful. There are dangerous beasts ahead. They are both guards of this place and tokens of the druid's evil magic. Please, be careful.
What's that? Blood for Gorum!
Despicable.
It's just some primal giant frogs. The muddy water gives off a strange, nauseating smell and emits the tattered fog. An ancient statue of Erastil seems to resist the ravages of time. The effects of years, rain and wind have destroyed the temple walls, but they could not subdue the statue.
I will guide us.
Who will
Wow.
prevail? Does it matter?
Beer-like tree ant. Let's summon a small earth elemental. And also summon a small fire elemental. Then send Valerie ahead together with Amiri. And do you have any useful spells for this? Not really. Let's just send you ahead too. Harim, please stay behind for now. You and you are both occupied doing spells. That was easier than expected. It's a person here.
Your aid came at just the right time, stranger. My name is Tristian. I'm a priest of merciful Sarenrae. Another moment, and I fear I would have been on my way to her chambers, somewhat earlier than my destiny requires.
That voice is very familiar to me.
A Sarenrae fanatic. Talk about people I'd be just as happy not seeing for the next 1,000 years.
You're wounded. Do you need aid?
I am a priest of Sarenrae, and a skilled healer. I have done all I can, but it will take some time for my strength to return in full. But worry not. I will make my way to the trading post nearby, and wait there as I make my recovery.
Well, the voice actor isn't familiar, but I do recall who the voice reminds me of. It actually reminds me of Frodo from the Lord of the Rings, I think. Yeah, I think so. So, a local nymph directed me here. She thinks the enchanted fog in this temple was created by the druid who serves the bandit leader here. I expect defeating the beast guard should cause the fog to clear.
I have never spoken to nymphs, but I believe their assessment is accurate. The creatures occupying this temple are far from ordinary animals. The power that moved them here is related to the fog. The beasts hold the fog as anchors hold a ship dancing in the waves. From what I can tell, once the beasts are defeated, the fog should begin to clear.
How did you get here?
I was investigating this fog. I believe you have already discerned that it is magical in nature. I serve Sarenrae, goddess of sunlight. Discovering an evil magic that isolated living creatures from the sun alarmed me in no small way. I was able to locate the place the fog originated from, but was too presumptuous and almost got into the beast's teeth.
We should stick together in such a dangerous place. You could help me on my journey.
I promise to think about your request after you deal with the beasts. But please, allow me to catch my breath for now.
Well then, I'll be back once I deal with the beasts. Farewell.
I will wait for you. This fog bothers me.
Okay, so... quarterstaff +1. Also, we have a book, if you want to read that. There you go.
Our path leads on.
I seem to recall that there are something more we can do.
that?
Yep. Just grab all of that. Tree root or something with random gems inside.
Stand with me.
primal dire boar.
Justice! Yeah.
So, a token of the Dryad. Primal ferocious wolf.
Life ebbs low. What a waste.
You deserved it.
We shall overcome.
And there we go. The water is crystal clear and seems to radiate a gentle, soothing shrine. Probably need to talk to Tristan again. Tristan is waiting patiently. The beasts are defeated. What now?
Praised be Sarenrae. Now, if my knowledge serves, the fog should weaken and eventually clear entirely. We need only wait. Perhaps somewhere more hospitable?
The beasts have been dealt with. Are you ready to travel with me now?
You've saved my life, and I wish to repay good with good. I will gladly aid you in your journeys. Alas, my wounds won't allow me to join you right now. I will travel to the trading post. I hope to be able to repay you for my life once I recover from these wounds.
Perfect. Let's head on back into the main map. Then we need to head on back to the trading post.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
We should gather our strength.
Yeah, it's definitely time to rest. Two of them are completely exhausted.
You are just wasting paper. Who would believe a word from someone like you?
Someone will. They'd probably put more faith in an army of immortal elven chroniclers, but I don't see any here. So I'll just have to suffer for all of them.
Very good. We do not want to enter. This one should just go straight over here. Yep. And then head into the trading post. With a delighted smile, Octavia inhales the smell coming from the Oleg's trading post. Fresh bread! I can't believe it. All this time we sat in cages and crawled in the mud. There were places in the world where they were baking fresh bread. And here we are. I bet they have clean sheets, and maybe we can even take a bath. Haha, a girl can dream. Get some rest, you deserve it. You can be sure of that. I've got years of rest to catch up on, and I'll be stuffing my face until I turn into a ball. You do so much for us. Is it all because you're kind, or maybe... The half-elf smiles flirtatiously. Maybe it's because you've been charmed by my beauty. I'm taking care of you because you're in my party now. We'll have to save each other in battle more than once. Forget about fighting for a moment. We'll need a break, especially you. Alright, enough talk. Fresh bread and clean sheets await.
Without a doubt.
Greetings, the nymph's tender voice comes to you softly. The scent of flowers and evening dew is dizzying. In this dark hour, I had not even dreamed of encountering someone in these lands who could stand against the one who blights me. But you appeared, and you brought hope along with you. With the strength of the fog fading, I am able to show you the way to the Stag Lord's fortress. Please, go there. Slay our enemy before he can strike another blow. What happens after I defeat the Stag Lord? Will I ever see you again? The nymph cast her eyes down for a moment. And you would like to see me again? Then yes, of course. I will come to you once the tormentor is gone for good. I really hope to have a chance to show you the true beauty of these lands, the meadows, the flowers. Will you help me in the battle? I cannot. The nymph lowers her head. My power is barely enough to make a slight tear through the veil of fog. Keeping the way open to you is all I can do to help. You can count on me. I will deal with that Stag Lord and his minions. No one will ever harm you anymore. Your words resonate inside my soul. Now I can see that I chose the right person, worthy to hear my pleas. The nymph leans forward and places something in your hand. Should you lose, my heart will stop with yours. But should you win, the sun shall rise once more over these lands. In its rays, in the ring dance of blooming life, we shall meet again. I leave you a small gift, a token of hope and the reward that awaits you after all these hardships. Farewell. No, take care. And we get the nymph's gift. The nymph's gift. That was a tongue twister. Now, as for our companions, we now have Ragongar and Octavia. Octavia is a wizard rogue, while Ragongar is an Eldritch Scion, which is a subclass of the Magus class, I believe. As you can see, his strength is rather substantial, as he's built, like I mentioned, towards being a melee combatant. I'm just curious if it would be better to have him in the party instead of Jaethal. And again, 14 perception is substantial, and he is minus to perception. I'll level them up at the very least. Give him athletics. Yeah, his perception is rather crappy. I don't think you need persuasion. Nothing here is good. Let's just give him persuasion. As for his feats, I think. Let's see here. We want him to have precise strike. And for his Magus Arcana, extended magic, or reach magic. I guess we'll go with Arcane Accuracy, since that, if we ever we'll take him to combat. It's nice to be able to add the charisma bonus on all attack rolls, even though it's just for one turn. As for spells, let's give him Magic Missile. Although again, he is more suited towards buffing himself, so maybe we'll give him True Strike instead. Can I... Oh, he has True Strike. Let's give him a large person. Continue leveling him up. Give him strength. Just give him these 3 stats. Level 2 will give him Bull's strength. And that's rather useful, reducing the armor's armor check penalty. However, I think Mirror Image. So that's him done. Now for Octavia, we'll just leave her 1 level of Rogue and focus on her Wizard levels. She's a very good candidate for the Arcane Trickster class. Okay, let's give her Mobility, Trickery, and Stealth. And then I guess Perception. As for her feats, Size Shot is something that is a rather important thing. Spells. She does have a lot of spells already. Actually has Snowball and Magic Missile. Let's give her Grease and Sleep. And then let's give her 1 more level of Rogue. And increase her Intelligence. 9 points, wow. Mobility, Trickery, Stealth, Perception, Knowledge Arcana, Knowledge World, and that 1 point in... She's a wizard, she doesn't need use Magic Device. Well, for using priest things, but why would she? Yeah, let's do it like that. It's a rogue talent. Let's go with a combat trick and give her Deadly Aim. Not recommended, but I think it can be useful for her. And complete. Any other characters that needs to be leveled? No. Okay, let's have a look at our inventory then. Accessories, we have a headband of vast intelligence. The only person who needs that, or rather both of these... Nope, he uses charisma, so she's the only person who needs that, so let's put that on her. We also have the Nymph's Gift, which gives us 2 dodge bonus to AC against ranged attacks. Let's put that on Caledorn. As for armor, we have a chain shirt +1. We'll put that on Regongar. And weapons, you're using a Masterwork Scimitar, which is a martial proficiency weapon. Does he have any feats that means that he's better using a scimitar? Not really. Nope. So let's equip him with the longsword +1 instead. And as for her, you're using a short bow. This is just a regular gold ring. That lantern, let us give that to Amiri instead, I think. Since both she and Valerie will be at the head of the party. Other than that, that one is definitely needed. Let's give her a few healing potions. Rogongar, you don't have anything. Yep, that looks good. I'll pause while I sell stuff. There we go. Now we need to find Jod. There he is.
How may I serve you?
I found the Temple of the Elk and killed the beasts there.
Erastil be praised, you finally returned, my good friend. Tristan told me how you helped him at the Temple of the Elk. Thank you for heeding my request. My heart is calm and filled with confidence that I've followed the will of my God. I would like to reward your bravery. I possess no treasure, but please, take this as a token of appreciation.
2 scrolls of remove blindness and 240 experience. That's nice. Do you understand the true meaning of your visions now?
I trust in their truth. These visions, they were the voice of Erastil himself. Quiet, but clear. Before all this happened, I believed Erastil had turned his back to me. But now, I see clearly. He has shown me divine mercy, for he has led me to you and invited me to aid in a fellow priest's deliverance. Lady Sarenrae and Erastil walk the paths of the gods hand in hand, and so must their servants as well. Tristan is undoubtedly still very young, and youth is a time of naivete and confusion. But I see kindness and strength of spirit in him, traits indispensable to a priest. I sense that all that's transpired thus far is only the beginning, and the future promises great things for Tristan and for you. This is why Erastil led me to the Temple of the Elk. Day and night I pray for you and for my young friend. May the stag god lead you down the true path.
Interesting that we have to take out the stag lord, and this guy is all in favor of the stag god. Well, that's enough about this for now.
As you wish.
Thank you for the story. We may speak more later. Farewell. Now, Tristan. He's probably inside. Or is he? Yeah, he's asleep. Don't worry about me. Jod says I'll be fine soon. Well, since that's about it, then I think that we'll end the episode here. So thank you all so very much for joining me, and I will see you all in the next one.